Again, I wanted to provide this entire story because people are very doubtful of Kim Sang-kyo's story, and they're defending Seungri tooth and nail as a result of Kim Sang-kyo being a shady character. What's up, guys? Fooch from Fooch TV here. Now, just to get this off my back real quick, I am sorry for taking so long in creating this video. I promised that this was not going to be like Nth Room and Doctor's Room, where I made one video and it took forever to get the video out. When it came to Doctor's Room, however, I seem to have lied and it took me forever to get this out. I have no valid excuse. It was just due to my laziness of actually sitting down, doing the research, writing the script, filming, doing the video editing, and getting it out to you guys. So I apologize for that. Just one thing before we get started. I knew that the Burning Sun story was crazy and related to drugs. However, I did not know how crazy and how complex this story actually was until I was doing the research. I wanted to do an entire video just related to Burning Sun, considering this is the drugs in Korea video series. However, as I was doing more and more research, the script just got longer and longer. Essentially, after an assault at the club made it to the news back in early 2019, Pandora's box was opened as stories related to police corruption, date rape, and drugs poured out, especially since celebrities were involved in the case. Now, K-pop celebrities are heavily defended by K-pop fans around the world, regardless if they're not innocent or not. So in order to allow you guys to come to your own conclusions based on all the facts, I don't want to say this person's definitely guilty or this person did something wrong. I am here just to provide you facts so you can come to your own conclusions. In order for you to do that, I thought it would be important to be as detailed as possible. The assault case, which started the entire Burning Sun scandal/incident, has its own crazy story, which is why I felt it was relevant to report that in its entirety. So although it doesn't have a lot to do with drugs itself, since it properly sets the backdrop for the drug and sex cases relating to the Burning Sun case, it will be included in this Drugs in Korea series. So I'm essentially breaking this into part 2.1, which is going to be about the scandal that started the Burning Sun scandal. And then we'll be talking about events that kind of go past the sex charges and the drug charges. However, again, a lot of people, and you'll understand when I get to the actual story, a lot of people are criticizing the Burning Sun story because they're defending Seungri, who's a member of Big Bang. I'll get into the details of that a little bit later as well, so don't worry if you don't know who that is. They're defending him and saying that the guy who got beat up, Kim Sang-kyo, they're saying that he's a liar and an abuser and he can't be trusted. So a lot of people are defending the owner of Burning Sun, or one of the owners of Burning Sun, because the other guy is apparently a sleazebag. In order to avoid any of those kind of, me making those accusations or claims, that's what a lot of people criticize in the BuzzFeed video, I am just going to be reporting everything that's happening that I've researched related to the assault case. And in the second video, again, we'll talk about the sexual and drug cases. So without further ado, let's get started. So Burning Sun opened on February 18th, 2018. It used to have different names, and it used to be also in different areas, including Old Track, Eden, and Base. Coincidentally enough, when I was an exchange student back in 2011, I actually partied at Club Eden, which was, as far as I remember, I can't remember much, but that was a very good time. Those were all previously, I guess, having the same owner. And then now on February 18th, 2018, it was relocated and renamed Burning Sun. So our story today begins about 9 months after Burning Sun had opened. On November 24th, 2018, a normal industry worker named Kim Sang-kyo, who was at Burning Sun, was allegedly assaulted by the club director and security personnel, causing multiple injuries, such as broken ribs. Now, when police arrived, Kim Sang-kyo stated that he was further assaulted by the police. All three parties involved stated different things. Kim Sang-kyo states he was assaulted by the club and police, the employees of the club and the police. The police stated they were just beating each other up, the club employees as well as Kim Sang-kyo. And the club states they did assault Kim Sang-kyo, but because he started it first. Now, it's still unclear to this date who started things, but as the Burning Sun case started to unfold, people stopped caring so much about the assault itself, and they cared more about the sexual and rape charges or accusations and later charges, which made a lot more sense. It was revealed later that Kim Sang-kyo is believed to be assaulted by someone with the surname Choi, who is a member of the most prestigious VIP table named NASA Fam. That was revealed in an episode of Kugo Algo Shipta, which is that detective program which I've mentioned in previous videos as well. Remember that name, NASA Fam and Choi. That's going to be coming up later in this video and then possibly in the next video as well. Now, Kim Sang-kyo posted the incident on a website called Bobae Dream on December 14th, 2018, which is a community dedicated to solve mysteries and crimes online. The following is according to his original post. It was a friend who helped me with an interior ad project's birthday, so we booked a table at Burning Sun. After having a few drinks and on my way out of the club, a woman jumped down from the table on the right side of the aisle where I came out, grabbed my left shoulder, and hid. Then, a man's arm stretched out from the table, grabbed and pulled between the woman's armpit and chest, and pulled her towards him, but the woman grabbed onto me and held on. I grabbed the man's arm momentarily, and the moment I grabbed the man's arm and looked at the man, who is the CEO of Burning Sun, a fist came out. I avoided the fist and grabbed the man's arm and asked the security guard for help. However, instead of help, I was beat by a group of bodyguards and people sitting at the table. The bodyguards, people at the table, and a few others took me out of the club through the VIP exit and threw me into an area that didn't have any CCTVs. They then started beating me and knocked me down over and over. I was able to get away and call 112 at 7:02 a.m., but the group caught me and started beating me up again. As a side note, 112 is the American equivalent of 911, however, that is only for police, and 119 is the fire department and ambulances. So think 112 is just police emergencies and 119 is ambulance and fire. Back to the story. Around 7:10 a.m., the police arrived at the scene. When the police arrived at the scene, they witnessed me being hit on the floor. However, the police, Sergeant Ha Jin-woong, saw the club officials who assaulted me and urgently pushed me into the entrance of the club. And his partner, Police Officer An Hwan-seok, when I said you shouldn't let the club workers go, blocked my view, pushed me forcibly into the police car, and suddenly put me in handcuffs. I did not understand the situation with common sense, but I said calmly, I'm the one who reported the assault, and as you can see, I was assaulted. If you see this as a two-way assault, you have to arrest both that person and me as criminals. Why are you only arresting me? I politely told the police, but they shoved me into the police car. With handcuffs off in the backseat of the police car, I was transported to the police station. The driving was done by Sergeant Ha, and Officer An was sitting next to me in the back seat. I couldn't understand what was going on, and it was a very uncomfortable situation for me. But I asked what was going on and why they only arrested me despite me being the victim, and they replied with, "Fuck, let's just go to the police station quietly." I said, "I think my ribs are cracked due to a group of people beating me and it's difficult to breathe. Can you uncuff me? What kind of rebellion am I doing?" They replied with, "I said let's go quietly, fuck." I asked them why they were cursing at me and asked if I could be unhandcuffed because I was in so much pain I could die. Officer An strongly punched me in the ribs, which seemed to have cracked. When I struggled with pain, he hit me harder on the shoulder with his fist and crushed my body. Between 7:15 a.m. and 7:30 a.m., we arrived at Yoksan police station and I got out of the police car. Again, I said, how can the police treat someone like this? I was the one who reported the assault against me. An said, I told this jerk to be quiet, but he keeps talking. As we were walking, they kicked the back of my leg, causing me to fall. And after I fell, they kicked my head 3 times. And in that chaos, I hit my face on the bottom of the glass door in the station, causing my nose to bleed, and I cut my mouth in 3 places, and that started to badly bleed. After I was subjected to the second police assault at the entrance to Yoksan police station at around 7:15 to 7:30, I was tied to a chair next to the central desk of the police station with handcuffs. Police violated my rights of being able to call a guardian when being arrested and did not inform me of my Miranda's rights when being arrested. I felt very scared as the police assaulted me and seemed to cover for the people who assaulted me at the club. I secretly took out my cell phone out of my back pocket and called my mother to tell my location via speakerphone. I kept bleeding from my nose and mouth, and the police made it clear they were trying to cover up the case by continuing to clean up the spilled blood on the floor. Other police officers were surprised that I was bleeding, and it looked like the Yeoksam district team leader, Baek Kwon-jae, and about 20 police officers gathered to look at the CCTV and locked me up for about 2 hours and put me in custody. After my mother arrived at the police station and saw me, I called 119 and 112 saying I don't think I should be investigated here because the atmosphere and the situation in the Yeoksam police station were unusual. Meanwhile, 119 paramedics arrived at 8:35 a.m. and said after checking the patient's condition, he needs to go to the emergency room. They said that I had to urgently get to the hospital, but the police said that the investigation was underway and I could not be sent to the hospital. The police held me until 10 o'clock a.m. and waited for the blood to stop, and when the bleeding changed from red to yellowish, Sergeant Ha and the police around him said take a video of him spitting and use it as another charge against him. I screamed not to shoot, but they laughed and mocked me violently, and about 4 people filmed me. I felt insulted and humiliated for the first time in my life. At 8:46 a.m. I was handcuffed to be moved to Gangnam Police Station, and at the desk I was told that Sergeant Ha, who led the assault and verbal abuse and mocked me, took a statement from the desk saying that I spat at him. It's not saliva, it's blood because you assaulted me. At that moment Sergeant Ha shook his body and said, hold him again, and his foot flew from the side, so I fell and about 10 police officers stepped on me and handcuffed me. An additional 10 police officers surrounded me with their bodies and covered my vision, and more than 5 police officers continued to step on me like a cigarette butt with their feet, and Sergeant Ha grabbed my hair and filmed me on the floor while putting my face on the floor with his knees. He said, kid, if you beg, we won't look after you. The bleeding that stopped in the process occurred again in my mouth and nose. When my mother, who was surprised, tried to take a picture of me with her cell phone, the police took her cell phone and 5 officers dragged her out of the police station and locked all the police doors. So I was mass assaulted by the police at 8:46 a.m. and was detained until 10 o'clock until the bleeding stopped and they redecorated the report, manipulated a concealed CCTV, and I was moved to Gangnam Police Station around 10 a.m. When I was transferred to Gangnam Police Station around 10 a.m. and the investigation began by Detective Team 2, Song, the second detective director, and Lee, the second director and detective inspector, asked me if I was making sense and kept talking down to me, asking me about my criminal record, whether I had a DUI, been fined, or whether I had committed a crime. And Inspector Song said to me, you drank a lot. It was because you were drunk. I said, I'm not drunk at all. I drank 3 glasses of champagne. He only said, if you lie, I'll charge you. This was said about 5 times during the interview. 2 bodyguards from Burning Sun who assaulted me were later cross-examined. During the cross-examination, the bodyguards next to me said, open your eyes and I'll kill you. And Detective 2 stood by when they cursed and threatened me, and then shouted and suppressed me to be quiet if I tried to say anything to them. And Detective 2 team leader Inspector Song swore at me, telling me not to speak rudely. I couldn't go to the hospital from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and I asked to be sent to the hospital after my statement, but Inspector Song said, you're the perpetrator, you can't go out for 48 hours. I said, why am I the perpetrator? The perpetrator who hit me is not here. But when I asked, am I the perpetrator? He threw a piece of paper that said obstruction of public service and said, you're the perpetrator. During the cross-examination, 2 bodyguards of Burning Sun falsely testified that I caused a disturbance when I, Kim Sang-kyo, tried to touch a woman. The Criminal Investigation Team 2 consistently did not listen to me while threatening me, violating my human rights, and trying to coerce me into lying and admitting my guilt. Later, I was released only after my parents came. I was investigated overnight with severe bruising and bleeding, including a 4-week rib prep fracture, rhabdomyolysis, which is a serious symptom due to direct or indirect muscle injury, which results from death of muscle fibers and the release of their contents into the bloodstream, which can lead to serious complications such as kidney failure and paralysis of the right finger. According to the police, I was a perpetrator. There was no perpetrator who assaulted me, and it was all my fault. Up to here is what happened at a South Korean police station in 2018. Currently, the police have applied for access to CCTV, which is the most important evidence. They are blocking it behind closed doors without giving a justifiable reason. It takes the power of the media and public opinion to overcome the oppression of the dark entertainment community and public power as individuals. Whew! That was a long post. Again, that was Kim Sang-kyo's post on Bobae Dream dated December 14, 2018. Now fast forward about a month and a half, on January 28, 2019, NBC News Desk reported that Kim Sang-kyo was assaulted by an unidentified VIP member and was later assaulted by the club director and security. Now, on January 29th, the Seoul Gangnam Police Station filed a complaint against Kim on charges of spreading false information, saying his claim was wrong and it's all lies. They said in an official press release on that day that we booked both Kim and the club employee Jang as suspects on charges of mutual assault and other charges, and they are under strict investigation by the assault team. Now, in addition, they stated that Kim was fully responsible for the arrest and as a result of swearing at officers and making a fuss. They also claimed that he was not taken to the hospital because he refused the ambulance when asked if he wanted one. Now we need to talk a little bit about the owners of Burning Sun. Now, the club Burning Sun is owned by two people. One of the owners, Seungri, is a member of one of Korea's biggest K-pop groups, YG's Big Bang. Then the other owner is his old friend, Lee Moon-ho, who, if you remember, came out on TV a few years ago dating a college student that bought and did drugs with Hwang Hana, as mentioned in part 1 of My Drugs in Korea series. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. I'll only be talking about Seungri momentarily in this video regarding to the assault and touch more upon him and Lee Moon-ho in the next Burning Sun video. I'd like to note, however, that according to Lee Moon-ho, Seungri was only brought into the Burning Sun business as a consultant, and so the business could be advertised as being owned by Seungri, a previous former member of Big Bang. Apparently, he did not intervene in the actual operation and management of Burning Sun. That is according to Lee Moon-ho, who's apparently Seungri's pretty close friend. Now, up until January 30th, Seungri did not make any public announcement regarding the incident. He left the board of directors a few days before the case was publicized to the media, however, after the assault had taken place. However, on the same day, KBS came out with a news story confirming that NASA fam was part of the VIP table and they were in fact doing drugs and sexually assaulting women, and we'll touch more upon that in the next Burning Sun video. On January 31st, 2019, it was confirmed that an employee of Burning Sun was booked by police on charges of sexually harassing a female client. According to the police, A, remember in Korea people don't have their names released unless it's a very serious crime, A is suspected of molesting guest B between 6 and 6:30 a.m. on December 30th, 2018, touching the body part of guest B without consent and chasing her, trying to kiss her when B avoided a seat. This story coincides with part of Kim's story. However, we're not talking about the same date, although this article is a little bit unclear. I guess what we're talking about is when Kim Sang-kyo accused the Burning Sun staff of sexually assaulting members during the day that he was assaulted by the workers of the club. This story kind of proves that Kim may not have been lying of what he saw, and this is actually was going on at the club. So it does coincide with Kim's story. The police said after receiving a report from B, who's the woman, they contacted Burning Sun and received a promise to provide CCTV footage if they visited within 2 weeks. But when the police went there on the actual promised date, Burning Sun said the video was deleted. As a result, police are considering ways to restore CCTV footage of the club, including digital forensics. However, the police here are useless. That's not in the article. The police are also considering a summons scheduled to investigate A as a suspect soon. Jang, a club official who is booked on charges of assaulting Kim, reportedly admitted to the police to the effect that Kim molested customers and assaulted them after a dispute. Kim has been accused of sexually harassing 2 women at the club just before the assault. Further, in the interview with several media outlets, a former Burning Sun employee said, "I heard from a female customer that she smoked marijuana in Burning Sun," and police were dispatched to Burning Sun in late December due to drug problems. The police explained in the past 3 months the police have not been able to find records being dispatched to Burning Sun due to drug-related issues. So this article is kind of talking a lot. This happens when these big stories come out and new information. They're kind of just throwing all information related to Burning Sun here. But we see as early as January 31st, 2019, just a couple days after the Kim Sang-kyo thing came to light, there were already kind of talks about drugs and sexual assaults happening at the club itself. No later that day, on January 31st still, Seungri's spokesperson issued a statement saying, "As a celebrity and due to the fact that there's an ongoing police investigation, I have to be very cautious as any remark could affect the investigation. I will make a public announcement shortly." There were reports that Seungri had been at the club on the night of the assault. However, not only Seungri, but also YG Entertainment have been silent since the incident broke out. On the 30th, that's January 30th, 2019, based on the testimony of the club's former employee, there were reports that drug use had also taken place at the club. So again, we're getting more allegations of drug use happening at the club. Again, later that day, despite the fact that Seungri was supposed to be making a public statement, YG Group, Seungri and Big Bang's agency, made a statement saying, "We are sorry this incident took place. However, Seungri was at the club the night of the Kim Sang-kyo assault until about 3 a.m., whereas the incident took place at 6 a.m. The reason why Seungri resigned as the director of Burning Sun, as well as the director of a ramen franchise, is because he was about to enlist in the military. However, since YG Group CEO Yang Hyun-sok has never been to the club and does not know the officials, he is also in a position to hold any additional comments until the investigation is complete," which is kind of a dick move by YG by saying like, yeah, you know, Seungri was at the club, but he wasn't there during the assault, but don't worry, the CEO was nowhere near. The YG CEO was nowhere near the club. He's never been to the club. Don't look at him. That's kind of shady, throwing Seungri under the bus while trying to protect the CEO. Apparently, YG Group has also been involved in so many different scandals over the years. I don't know if that statement is going to be generating a lot of hate towards me for saying that against YG. However, apparently it's quite well known in the K-pop industry that YG does have a lot of scandals. On February 1st, JTBC News, amid controversy over the club Burning Sun, a woman in the assault case said she was sexually assaulted by Kim Sang-kyo and is claimed to be a victim. The woman, aka, said that he kept following her at the club and grabbed her from behind. "I was so surprised and immediately told him to leave me alone," according to reports. A physical fight began when the girl and her party pushed Kim away. She then sued Kim for sexually harassing her, and Kim attended the police and was questioned for about 7 hours. She also told a media outlet on the 2nd, that's February 2nd, that Kim is causing damage to many people and deceiving the entire nation of Korea. She said that Kim sexually assaulted her, which I don't know what that means. We're at the club. That could be anything from grabbing her to trying to dance with her. It's very unclear. They use the word molested, but again, I don't know what exactly is being accused here, but you know, anything goes. It could be something super serious. It could have been trying to dance with her at the club. She said that Kim molested her and hung around to drink. He followed her by touching certain parts of her body, such as her hips and waist, and tried to touch her constantly. Finally, Kim grabbed her waist and her acquaintances immediately stopped him, and Jang, who was at the scene, took Kim out with him. At the same time, A claimed that it was not true that Kim asked for help, including the claim that Kim saved her from being dragged by a club official, and that it was all false. Kim claimed that the assault occurred while protecting a woman who had been avoiding Jang's move. Seungri's younger sister shared a video entitled "Shocking Truth of the Sky Castle's Unexpected Reversal of the Seungri Burning Sun Incident." I have no idea why Sky Castle's in that word. Maybe at that time the Sky Castle drama was very hot, so maybe they were trying to get some more buzz. I don't know why it's named that, but the video shows Kim, who claims to be a victim of the Burning Sun assault, sexually harassing women and treating club employees and police violently. In particular, the video said the claim that Burning Sun representatives and guards were unilaterally beating Kim Sang-kyo while trying to save a woman who was sexually harassed in Burning Sun is not true at all. Rather, Kim Sang-kyo is accused of sexually harassing 2 women, and now it's up to you and the police to judge. That's what Seungri's younger sister has said. So it seems at this point in the story, the argument is about the woman. Kim Sang-kyo is saying that the woman was being grabbed by either Choi or Jang and being brought to their table, and she was trying to escape. So she grabbed Kim Sang-kyo, who then he grabbed her, and then got into a fight with Jang. That's Kim Sang-kyo's story, and then the club story is that Kim Sang-kyo was actually harassing the girl, and then Jang came to save the girl, and that's how they got into a fight. On February 2nd, 2019, Seungri released a statement via Instagram saying, "First of all, I sincerely apologize to everyone who's been offended or worried about the recent events and controversies related to me. Because of this incident, I had a nightmare that I couldn't endure the past few days, and I was very confused about where to start and how to tell you. In fact, at a time when the unclear contents of the relationship are snowballing, I'm very sorry that the official explanation and apology have been delayed, and how this hasty explanation could create a bigger misunderstanding. I was not at the scene at the time of the assault, which began with the controversy, and a few days later, I learned about the incident for the first time, and that there was a two-way fight between the guests and a staff, and that the police station was investigating. Due to the nature of the workplace, there are many disputes, so I hope that this time would be resolved smoothly without any major problems. Later, I saw the video of the situation for the first time through the media, and I was also shocked. Violence cannot be justified under any circumstances, and I sincerely apologize to the victim who was hurt by this incident. I hope that the wounds will be healed as soon as possible. I first got involved in the club because I wanted to DJ and play music freely outside of my solo activities since Big Bang is currently not performing. I had a good opportunity to be the in-house director of the club in charge of public relations, and I played a role in promoting the club externally because I am an entertainer. I deeply reflect on the fact that the actual management and operation of the club was not my role, and I was not involved from the beginning, so I apologize for not being able to show responsibility from the beginning of this incident. Issues triggered by the assault have led to drug and drug-related media reports these days. In that regard, I've never seen or heard that in person, so I hope that there will be a severe punishment if I'm guilty and the truth is found out through the investigation. I, who is co-director at the time, will take full responsibility if there is any wrongdoing. Through this incident, I deeply regret and realize the responsibility and attitude of celebrities once again. I sincerely apologize to all the people who have worried about this, and I will try to show you a more mature and considerate side of me. Now, on February 7th, CCTV videos and police body cam footage were released, and then there was a scene in which Kim Sang-kyo grabbed the police officer and fell during the confrontation. In the released video, there was a scene where while a police officer and Kim Sang-kyo confront each other, Kim Sang-kyo grabs a nearby officer and falls over together. There's some dispute about the police's body cam, and some allegations point out that the police knocked down Kim by the leg, while others argue that Kim got too intense during the confrontation and grabbed the police officer by the neck and knocked him down first. In addition, JTBC Spotlight pointed out that the police handcuffed Mr. Kim and said to the club guard, "You want the full punishment on this one, don't you?" in an informal way, hinting that the police and the guard have some sort of close relationship. Now, looking at the black box footage secured by NBC, people believe it was unnecessary to arrest Kim Sang-kyo, and the police definitely ignored his human rights. In addition, Jang also testified that injuries not present during the assault at the club appeared after going to the police station. What is curious is that since the early days of the incident, the police have not yet released the CCTV footage of evidence for clarification and are trying to focus the investigation only on the suspicion of sexual harassment. In this regard, some netizens are circulating conspiracy theories that the police are using the sexual harassment claim in order to cover the relationship between the club and the police. Now, on February 16th, Burning Sun was officially closed. On February 18th, news came out that two Chinese women who worked at the club had filed a complaint against Kim on December 21st, 2018, claiming they were assaulted on the day of the incident. The police confirmed this via CCTV footage from that night, which brings the total number of accusers against Kim Sang-kyo to 3. In early March 2019, the Yeoksam District Police sued Kim Sang-kyo for defamation and insult, which brings the total number of complaints against him to 9. The other complaints involve the Yeoksam Police Station accusing him of insulting them, the sexual harassment claims, the Yeoksam Police Station claiming defamation, and Lee Moon-ho, the co-owner of Burning Sun, accusing defamation. Now, at the same time, Kim Sang-kyo is also in the process of suing others. Kim's cases include the destruction of evidence by the police and the abandonment of duty, including CCTV editing and omission, defamation of YouTube publishers, injury of club officials, and defamation done by the Gangnam Police Station. On March 8th, a news report aired on JTBC that identified Kim's accusers, and it was known that all 3 of them are acquaintances of either the staff who works at the club or the CEO Lee Moon-ho himself. To summarize, the 3 women who are accusing Kim Sang-kyo of sexual harassment, out of the hundreds, if not thousands, of female club goers, the 3 people accusing him of sexual harassment happen to know either the Burning Sun employees or the owner himself, Lee Moon-ho, which is kind of suspicious. I don't want to say that their accusations are wrong and they're lying about it, but it's kind of suspicious that the only 3 happen to have some sort of relationship with Burning Sun itself, which sounds a little bit sketchy to me. Now, on March 19th, 2019, as a result of the investigation into Kim Sang-kyo's assault done by the Human Rights Commission, it said that the police arrested him, did not take appropriate medical measures after transferring him to the Gangnam Police Station. It was confirmed that the arrest form written by the police was written quite differently from the facts as a result of checking the 112 report case processing table, the current criminal arrest form, and the CCTV footage. That CCTV footage was secured from the crime scene and the district station. It was revealed that the victim kicked a trash can in front of the club for 2 minutes and had a scuffle with the staff. It turns out that he only swore at the police one time. It also turned out that there was no process of requiring the presentation of ID, contrary to the police saying that the victim did not present an ID card even during the arrest process. In particular, the police claimed that Mr. Kim refused to evacuate the hospital, and that turned out to be false. The police said that they reported it to 119, but the victim, Kim Sang-kyo, refused to go to the hospital. However, according to the Human Rights Committee, aka NHRCK, it was confirmed that the police officer blocked the evacuation of Kim to the hospital for reason that the investigation was underway and it was not an emergency situation. However, the Human Rights Commission said 119 said paramedics said that hospital care was necessary. The NHRCK judges say that there is no fear of fleeing or destroying evidence by Kim Sang-kyo, and the act of having him not be able to go to the hospital while complaining of his pain from his injury is a violation to the victim's right to health. March 28th is when the police initiated disciplinary proceedings for the police officers that arrested Kim Sang-kyo. The police determined that the Yoksan police officers did not get out of the car immediately when they arrived at the scene, and they also said it was inappropriate for them to arrest Kim, the reporter, for not properly stating the Miranda rights and not accepting Kim's request to go to the hospital. The police added that NHRCK's recommendation of a violation of human rights did play a factor in their investigation. Now here's where things get even sketchier regarding some of the police officers. On April 12th, the police officer who assaulted Kim Sang-kyo is now under suspicion of sexually harassing a female police officer. According to the investigations, the police agency recently arrested Sergeant Ha of Yoksan Police Station on charges of forced harassment. Apparently, Sergeant Ha had sexually assaulted a former female policewoman, and as a result, criticism against the police was going to intensify. It kind of shows the shadiness of this Sergeant Ha and the other police officers at the Yoksan Police Station. On April 17, 2019, the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency had arrested Choi, who, if you remember, was part of the NASA Fam VIP drug table that was noted earlier in this video. It was revealed that Trey was a guest who came to Burning Sun at the time and left the scene through the VIP exit after the assault of Kim Sang-kyo. As a result of analyzing the CCTV video, the police identified that Trey was the first person to assault Kim Sang-kyo. In addition to Mr. Trey, the police also arrested Mr. Jang, the sales director of Burning Sun, and 6 other people, including an official from Burning Sun who assaulted Kim outside the club. Previously, Jang was arrested by the police on charges of assault. On May 3rd, we learned that Trey, who is not only just a member of the NASA Fam VIP table, but he is also a friend and business partner of the owner of Burning Sun, Lee Moon-ho. On May 15th, the police sent the sexual harassment case against Kim Sang-kyo to prosecutors with an opinion that Kim is guilty. Now, since then, I wasn't able to find any new news with the result. Now, posted on NamuWiki is a paragraph stating that although there were 6 victims at first, the number had dropped from 6 to 3, and those 3 never appeared in court because at the same time they were wrapped up with the ongoing drug cases. I'm guessing since there was no additional further reporting on the case that this is still ongoing. However, it's been a couple of years, so I doubt it. My guess is that due to the other sex and drug related cases, which we haven't talked about, so don't worry if you don't know yet, that those sexual assault charges against Kim Sang-kyo were dropped by these ladies. On June 21st to June 23rd, 2019, Kim posted on Instagram thanking everyone and stating that he will withdraw himself from the Burning Sun case and try to return to his normal life. It's unclear what is meant by this, since it seemed like the trial against him for sexual assault and the trial against the police officers were still ongoing. But again, during these giant cases, there's sometimes news that contradicts to each other. It's very unclear what exactly was going on at this time, but in June, he said that he was going to be withdrawing himself from the Burning Sun case. In September 2019, Sergeant Ha was fired. He was dismissed out of the 4 police officers on the scene who were dispatched after receiving Kim Sang-kyo's report on November 24th of last year. Sergeant Ha was also charged with attempted rape, so apparently it wasn't just sexual assault, it was attempted rape. And during that investigation, both the sexual assault or attempted rape of the female police officer as well as the assault against Kim Sang-kyo were combined, and he was dismissed as a result of both of them. 2 others who were dispatched were reprimanded and 1 was not disciplined. Now, on December 4th, 2020, just a couple of months ago, the prosecution decided not to charge the police with the assault of Kim Sang-kyo. So the police has been determined to be innocent. This prompted Kim Sang-kyo to post something on Instagram saying that he's shocked, there's so much evidence, and he's disgusted with blah, 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 that no one at the police station was charged against him. Only Sergeant Ha was fired. And with that being said, that brings us to the end of the Kim Sang-kyo assault case. This, as you can tell from everything we spoke of so far in this video, was a very long story, and it is only the tip of the iceberg of the Burning Sun incident, as this was the incident that actually started the major crimes related to sex, rape, and drugs at Burning Sun. But again, I wanted to provide this entire story because people are very doubtful of Kim Sang-kyo's story, and they're defending Seungri tooth and nail as a result of Kim Sang-kyo being a shady character. And throughout this, I kind of think that he has done some shady things, and it's very unclear whether or not he was trying to hook up with girls at the club or not. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is a club, you know. Now, hopefully after seeing this video, you can kind of have a clearer picture of the things that were going on at Burning Sun with Kim Sang-kyo and with the police station. It seems that every party has some shadiness to them, so it's unclear exactly who is 100% wrong. I'm guessing every party has some guilt associated with them. However, on our next installment of Drugs in Korea, Burning Sun 2-2, whatever you want to call it, we are going to be talking about the drug and rape and sex cases going on at Burning Sun with the celebrities and club goers and investors. So I hope to see you all there for that video. Again, I'm so sorry for taking such a long time to getting this video out. However, thank you for your patience, and I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you hate this video, if you think I'm completely wrong about YG and Seungri, even though I didn't give my opinion on Seungri yet, and you think I'm just trying to smear and make things up, and you hate this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, subscribe, post it on your K-pop stan websites in order to generate as much hate as you can for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.